Today we're talking about how to deal with sibling rivalry. This means the contention can go away. We can have more happiness. Our family can have more unity. It's possible. Let's talk about how. In this video, I have some information about sibling rivalry that you may not have thought of before. In fact, I'm pretty sure at least one of the points that I'm going to be sharing with you today will probably surprise you. In this video, we're going to be talking about skills that they need to handle the sibling rivalry so that it is no longer a problem and they can become friends again and work well together. We're also going to be talking about how to correct problems when they occur. We're going to talk about the mystery unknown that you might not know is affecting their sibling relationship, and we are also going to talk about how to get their hearts on the same page with each other so that they want to care, so that they want to invest in that relationship to begin with. So let's talk about skills. When siblings fight with each other, it's usually because one person wants something that another person has and they can't accept a no answer about it. So then they try to take it, or they argue, or they whine or complain about it. Then the other sibling does not disagree appropriately with them, and a power struggle ensues. And then they develop a habit of doing this again and again and again. So in my family, I have 4 children, and my 4 children are literally the best of friends. I mean, we are talking hugs and let's go out to lunch and let's everything. I mean, they are the best of friends, always playing together. But I have to compare and contrast this with my own upbringing. So I was one of 5 children, and I was the second oldest. There was my older brother, then me, then 2 brothers, then a sister. And I have to honestly say that me and my 3 brothers, we battled it out a lot. And it actually created some scars in our relationship. Things that to this day, we are still consciously trying to repair. So sibling rivalry actually can create a problem. I have a whole other video about what sibling rivalry does to child development, and you might want to watch that. It's called How Does Sibling Rivalry Affect Child Development? So be sure to be watching for that one after we go through this process of how to fix the sibling rivalry at your house. So let's talk skills. I mentioned 2 skills that are required. There are 4 basic skills that I teach in my Teaching Self-Government Parenting course, and these 2 skills are 2 of those 4 basic skills. They are accepting no answers and criticism and disagreeing appropriately. When a person learns to accept a no answer, they look at the person or the situation, they keep a calm face, voice, and body, and then they say okay to the situation, or they disagree appropriately, and then they drop the subject. So when a person disagrees appropriately, they look at the person, they keep a calm face, voice, and body. They say that they understand the other person's point of view, they share their point of view, and then they listen to what they have to say okay, and then drop the subject. When 2 children are fighting over a toy or an experience or who gets to go first or who gets to sit where, then they need to be able to disagree appropriately about it. This should be something they should be able to do all on their own. Now, at first, you will teach them the skill. After you teach them the skills of accepting no answers and disagreeing appropriately, then you will teach them that if they ever have a hard time working out their problem while they're using their skills, that they can always get you to come and help them to sort it out then. But getting you to help them sort it out is much better than getting angry and fighting and come to you complaining or tattling on each other, right? So be prepared in your own mind that you will take the time that is required to help them handle their problems. Now, sometimes they are still going to fall into those old habits of not disagreeing appropriately and not accepting each other's no answers, and that means they're getting a little selfish, right? And they'll start fighting or tattling or something else again that they do in their sibling relationship when things aren't going very healthy. Well, when they do that, you need to have a way to correct the problem. It's super important that you do correct things very consistently. They need someone to consistently show them when they have not done the right thing and then remind them what they should have done instead. A good correction involves a description of what happened, without any emotional documentary on the side, okay? So just, this is what happened, so-and-so did this, so-and-so did this. Okay, this is why it's not a good idea. This is what should have happened. Because you have chosen not to accept a no answer from your sibling, then you have earned an extra chore. And then you might say to the other one, and because you have chosen not to disagree appropriately about that no answer, then you have earned an extra chore as well. Both of them might end up earning extra chores, and both of them are going to get the opportunity to replay it, practice it the right way, and move on from there. It's so important that you're calm, that you don't take their emotional conflict personally and get emotional either. That does not do any good. So be sure that as you're doing your correction, that you're nurturing. You do the correction with a teaching mindset instead of a reactive mindset. That's also going to prepare them to decide it's okay to fix these problems. I don't have to invest so personally in every little disagreement that I might have with another person. Before I move on to my surprising fact and how to help the children get on the same page with caring about their relationship, hit that subscribe button. There are great videos on here you're not going to want to miss, and if you subscribe now, you won't miss them. Surprise! When your children have sibling rivalry problems, it's usually because they're selfish. Now, I know that part doesn't surprise you, but let's think of how a child gets selfish. This part might surprise you. So oftentimes children who don't get along with their siblings are children who do not spend enough time with siblings. In fact, usually they spend more time with friends and more time with digital devices, computer games, stuff like that. So if your children are having sibling rivalry, you need to be thinking to yourself, how much good quality time do they actually have together? That's important. In fact, not just quality, but quantity. If they spend more time with friends indulging their own interests, or more time online indulging their own searches and conversations there, then chances are pretty high they are not going to value the people around them, the people in their family, as much. And you want them to value each other. So let's talk about how we can help the child value their siblings. So how do we get those siblings to care about each other and about their relationship and about the whole family, really? Because when you have siblings that don't get along, that's actually a symptom of disunity in the family, just in general. What I teach in my Teaching Self-Government Parenting course is I teach families to create a vision. I call it a 20-year vision, although you can create a 10-year vision using the same step-by-step process. So in this 20-year vision, what you do is you prepare the family ahead of time for what type of relationships they want to have. You choose a certain point in the future and you attach to it certain key qualities and principles that you want that point to represent for you, and then you work the family in that direction. So I don't have time to go into the whole process of creating the vision right now, but just so that you understand, you can prepare your child ahead of time to decide, what do I want my relationship to feel like with my sister 20 years in the future? What do I want my relationship to be like with my brother at this particular holiday or something 20 years in the future? What do I want our conversations to be about? What do we care about that we can always share in common with each other? They need to prepare those things. And then after you say, okay, so where are we headed as a family? What do we want our family vision to be? Then you can say, well, what gets in the way of that? Why don't we make plans to go in that direction all the time? What are we doing that's stopping that process? And then they might say, oh, well, we fight, or we're not nice to each other. And then you can say, yeah, that kind of stuff is called sibling rivalry, and it gets in the way. So now let's talk about our skills that we need to use so that we don't have to have these problems anymore. It is totally possible for your children to get along and for them to care. And if the whole family invests in bonding and uniting together, everything changes. Even that little sibling rivalry that just seems like it won't ever quit ends up adjusting. They can become the best of friends. They can create a legacy for their lifetime so that they can know what type of a family bond and relationships they want to create when they get older too. If you've enjoyed this video, I know that you'll enjoy my next video, which is actually a full class that I'm giving to everybody free on this channel. It is called The Expectation Trap versus the Cycle for Success. So click on the link to that video now, and I will see you there.